tried to come back, it's not the same. Friendships end over lesser things. You tell a lie and play the blame game. Scheming from the beginning, what did you think? We can't go round and round like a roller rink. Friendships end over lesser things. Keep it moving with the drama you bring. Not having it, stop fighting with. I'm not a little bit a fool, acting like you changed, but I know you're on the same thing. It's okay, it's okay. Not having it, stop fighting with. I'm not a little bit a fool, acting like you changed, but I know you're on the same thing. It's okay, it's okay.
Man, listen, y'all. It's a lot going on with this White House stuff. I mean, people can be like thrown off by the Jaguar rights and the other things going on, but really, this White House stuff is wild. It's more wilder than you could even imagine. So I want to like kind of go into this. All right. So let's go into this commentary here. I want to talk about this. Let's go.
Well, there was good Trump news from the Oval Office today, if this one thing that Donald Trump said is actually true. When Donald Trump complained about judges blocking his attempts to stop spending and rewrite the Constitution, a reporter asked if he would abide by the judge's rulings, to which Donald Trump, to many people's surprise, said, well, I always abide by the courts, and then I'll have to appeal it. That's the right answer. He gave the right answer, and he didn't stop there. He went on to say, the answer is, I always abide by the courts, always abide by them, and will appeal, but appeals take a long time. And that's the right answer. We can only hope that it is true. But if it is true, some of the talk you've been hearing about constitutional crisis has been premature, which is why I have not yet entertained the discussion of constitutional crisis on this program. If Donald Trump does actually defy a court ruling, then we will cover it then. But as of now, he's actually saying that he will always abide by court rulings. He could have given a more Trumpian answer like, well, we'll see, but he didn't. And that's it for the good news today. A king visited the Oval Office today, a real king, by which I mean a king who actually governs his country, unlike English kings who can't even govern their families. King Abdullah of Jordan had to sit in the Oval Office and listen to the absurdity of Donald Trump saying that he would take Gaza. King Abdullah knows that Donald Trump will not take Gaza. King Abdullah knows that everything Donald Trump said today about Gaza will not happen. Donald Trump will not take Gaza. He will not take Canada. He will not take Greenland, and he will not take Panama. That is the nonsense that Donald Trump throws out there to try to distract the news media from what he really is doing, which includes literally taking food away from starving babies, from starving children, starving grandparents. And the person who is helping him do that stood over Donald Trump in the White House today, thereby delivering a picture of presidential subservience, the likes of which we have never seen, the most powerless image of a president of the United States ever created by a camera. There it is. In that shot.
Bro, look at this. Look at how this looks. The optics of it all. I'm sorry, y'all. There's this dog outside trying to get with my dog, and he out there trying to proclaim his love. The dog is barking, as you can hear, and the dog is trying to get with my little dog, and the dog need to stop it. Anyway, so look at the optics of this. Look at how like Trump is sitting. Look at this person, right? Elon Musk is sitting there. He got his child on his head. Everybody else dressed a certain way. Trump is over here hunched down. Man, that is not a good look, bro. It's not a good look. But let's go.
Elon Musk is doing everything he possibly can to tell the world, without saying a word, that Donald Trump is not the boss of me. Donald Trump is the boss of the other adults in that shot, Stephen Miller and Will Scharf, and that's why they are following Donald Trump's lead on the dress code for the Oval Office, which is the same dress code that has existed for every previous president. Elon Musk owns suits and ties. We've seen him wearing them. But today he decided to do the billionaire thing. I met my first billionaire 25 years ago in Hollywood. It was at a fairly small reception in a private home during the Democratic National Convention in Los Angeles. I was wearing a suit and tie, as was every visitor from Washington in the room. The editor of Time magazine was one notch more casual, wearing a blue blazer and gray slacks and a necktie. The show business billionaire was wearing a t-shirt. Everyone knew that he was the richest person in the room, and he knew they knew. And that meant he could wear whatever he wanted. He could dress like he just walked out of a TV writer's room. And so I saw then that the billionaire power move was being underdressed, violating the dress code, and knowing that you can do it because clothes don't make the man, money makes the man. And today Elon Musk decided that he wanted to outdo all of his fellow tech billionaires who frequently show up in t-shirts, and so he violated another norm of business meetings at the White House and business meetings in a lot of places by bringing one of his 11 children. It was like bringing a dog to the home of a person who
He has 11 children, y'all. Does he have 11 children? Oh my God, 11 children. I didn't even know that.
hates dogs. And we all know how much Donald Trump hates dogs. His favorite line in publicly announcing firings of people that he hired in the first Trump White House was, "I fired him like a dog." I don't know what that means. Dogs don't get fired. It can only mean that he hates dogs. Donald Trump had no trouble remembering the name of Elon Musk's child because it's the shortest name he's ever heard.
Hello, everyone.
Nice meeting you. Tell me, Rafa.
X, are you okay? This is X, and he's a great guy, high IQ. He's a high
Go full screen
IQ
with him.
individual.
All right, let's go full screen with these shots.
X. That's wild. He called his child. He named his child X. That's really crazy. That's wild.
That's because I want to see everything that's in these frames at the White House, okay? The child was there as a power play by Elon Musk, demonstrating he can do whatever he wants in that room. When Donald Trump is your boss, you don't bring your kid into a business meeting with Donald Trump. And when Donald Trump is your boss, you don't talk more than Donald Trump in a business meeting with Donald Trump. Elon Musk spoke 3,666 words. Donald Trump spoke 2,487 words. Mike Pence never had a day like that in the Oval Office with Donald Trump. J.D. Vance will never have a day like that in the Oval Office with Donald Trump because Donald Trump is the boss of J.D. Vance. One thing Donald Trump always craved before he ran for president was the attention of the truly rich, virtually all of whom ignored Donald Trump as phony rich and vulgar rich. And now Donald Trump has the attention of the richest person in the world, the person who can literally bail him out of any financial difficulty, like the $85 million that he owes E. Jean Carroll pending his appeal of her successful lawsuit.
Man, do you see how he's sitting right here? I mean, whatever he's saying, I get what he's saying, but do you see the posture here? This guy's standing up. He's sitting down with his hands crossed, like hunched over. I don't know what this hand gesture means. They're standing up, but he's hunched down, sitting like this. See, all this stuff is symbolic, you guys.
Suit against him and the $500 million that he owes the state of New York, pending his appeal of the lawsuit New York Attorney General Letitia James won against Donald Trump. And we have no idea how much money may have already passed between Donald Trump and between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. We have no idea how dependent Donald Trump is on Elon Musk. There will probably never be a way of knowing. Elon Musk and Donald Trump proved nothing of what they said in the Oval Office today. Given their demonstrated comfort with public lying, everything they said about government waste in the Oval Office today, which had no specific details and no evidence, should be regarded as untrue unless and until proved true. As soon as they can show us the billions of dollars, what Donald Trump called today a lot of billions, and Elon Musk called a trillion, as soon as they can show us any of that waste, fraud, and abuse and prove it, I will congratulate them for finding that waste, fraud, and abuse. But so far, they have found absolutely nothing because they have produced no evidence of what they claimed they found today. They did not mention a single name of a single recipient of a single wasted dollar by the American government. They both tried to tell scary sounding stories, corrupt sounding stories, with Elon Musk referring to an unnamed woman who he claims gained a net worth of $30 million just while working for the federal government. And Elon Musk could not imagine.
But how much has he gotten from getting money from the federal government? Billions. That is the problem I'm having, is that he's calling on people that made millions. This dude he just got $1 billion, like $100 billion contract job. It's almost like the pot calling, look it over, look, it's wag the dog, look over here. Don't look at me, look over there, what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Imagine how that could happen on a government salary. Now, let's just presume for a moment that there is such a woman whose net worth actually increased to $30 million while working for the federal government. Elon Musk said, we're just curious as to where it came from. Where does it come from? And I think the reality is that they're getting wealthy at the taxpayer expense. Everything about Elon Musk and Donald Trump's lying today resides in that statement. Elon Musk first asked the question of how could a woman possibly increase her net worth by $30 million while working on a government salary? Ask Melania Trump. Ask any one of Donald Trump's wives how you increase your net worth without earning the money. But Detective Musk, on the basis of absolutely nothing, firmly believes that that mythical government worker, who I promise you does not exist and will never be found to exist, is, quote, getting wealthy at the taxpayer's expense. That's
The only person that's getting wealthy at the taxpayer's expense is Elon Musk. Okay, straight up. Come on now.
the detective solving the crime. And that is the way Detective Musk solves the crime. He just guesses. Watch what happened when Elon Musk began speaking. I'm going to put this on the screen, full screen, not because it matters what Elon Musk was saying, but because it reveals the essence of Donald Trump and it reveals the power of Elon Musk. When the president speaks in the Oval Office, no one else does, except today. Elon Musk interrupted Donald Trump when Donald Trump was speaking, and Elon Musk's 4-year-old child spoke while Donald Trump was speaking. And nothing could demonstrate the power of Elon Musk more than his child speaking while Donald Trump was speaking. There's something important in what happened when Elon Musk's 4-year-old child actually moved toward Donald Trump. Watch this. Donald Trump did what no president before him would have done with that child. Here it is.
Elon, go ahead.
Sure. So at a high level, you say, what is the goal of Doge, and I think a significant part of the presidency is to restore democracy. This may seem like, well, are we in a democracy? Well, if you don't have a feedback loop, okay, we would have to, if you sorry. So, tell you, gravitas can be difficult sometimes.
The child actually moves toward Donald Trump, saying something to him. And Donald Trump turns away. And you watch the child back off, knowing what just happened. What would Joe Biden have done? What would Barack Obama have done? What would George W. Bush have done? What would Bill Clinton have done? What would any president you've seen in that chair have done? Donald Trump turns away from the 4-year-old. And then when the 4-year-old continues to speak, Donald Trump reaches out to try to silence him, and he fails. No previous president ever once considered blocking food from being delivered to starving 4-year-olds in a famine, as Donald Trump and Elon Musk have done by stopping the United States Agency for International Development, the most important deliverer of famine relief in Sudan right now, where people are starving to death tonight. Many presidents have struggled to deliver food to hungry people in war zones, but they never gave up that struggle, no matter how difficult. How can a person feel nothing when taking food away from starving children, from starving people? That's what I've been wondering about Elon Musk and Donald Trump since they decided to do that, since they decided to snatch that food away from children. And so when I watched Donald Trump in the Oval Office today, I wondered, how can a person feel nothing when a 4-year-old approaches him? Who turns away from a 4-year-old approaching him? Your friend's 4-year-old.
Honey, the 4-year-old told him he wasn't the president either. So, I mean, what else? What else?
Comes walking towards you, saying something to you, and you turn away. Have you ever done that? Have you ever seen anyone do that? The 4-year-old speaking to you, maybe it's in church, maybe it's somewhere where you don't want the kid to be speaking, maybe it's a funeral, no matter where it is. And yes, even in the Oval Office, you do not turn away. No one does. You can't turn away. Donald Trump and Elon Musk have both decided to turn away from the starving children of Sudan and the starving adults in Sudan. And they were not asked a single question about that today in the Oval Office by the very well-behaved White House press corps, who did no yelling, as they always did in the Biden Oval Office. Elon Musk claimed that we are actually being governed by what he called, quote, an unelected fourth unconstitutional branch of government, which is the bureaucracy, and that, of course, is a lie. The people.
What? There's an unelected, like what? Fourth what?
He is talking about are members of the executive branch, not their own branch, the executive branch of government. And they have been hired the same way they have been hired in the executive branch of government since long before Elon Musk was alive. Elon Musk insisted with.
See, he's like, even like, okay, just him saying that he has no like respect for national security. He's explaining how things are going down. What are we saying?
Without proving it, that the United States Treasury pays recipients who are on the do not pay list. It was the job of David Lebrick who Donald Trump forced out of the Treasury to make sure that no one on the due on pay list was paid, and he was enforcing that. And there isn't the slightest shred of evidence that Elon Musk has found a single improper payment by the United States Treasury to any person or entity anywhere in the world. If Elon Musk,
But it's crazy that he's found all this, but he is not even talking about his own getting like different grants from the United States government. What are we doing here?
had evidence today, he would have put it on the Oval Office desk. That was the place to reveal it. Put it right there, show it to the world. If Elon Musk had no previous record of pathological public lying, we still wouldn't trust the kinds of claims he was making today without proof, without names, without dates, without facts of any kind. Elon Musk did reveal today that he has been examining Social Security payments. That means he has access to information about every single American citizen, including babies born this week. In his examination of those precious and private Social Security records, Elon Musk claimed today, we've got people in there that are 150 years old. Now, I don't know what that sentence means, but maybe he was trying to say that he found some Social Security recipients, because he says people, so more than one, who are 150 years old. That would have been so easy to prove today. It would be so easy to put that Social Security record right there on the desk, the payment record showing a birth date of 150 years ago and a check going out to that person this month. There are no privacy rights for dead people. Nothing would prevent Elon Musk from presenting the evidence of that mythical 150-year-old. And if in the hundreds of millions of checks that the Social Security Administration has sent out, amounting to trillions and trillions of dollars over the life of Social Security, what if it has sent out a monthly check for a few years or for 75 years after someone died? How much money would that amount to? Next to nothing in the Social Security budget of the federal government or any other budget in the federal government. But remember, there's absolutely no proof that Elon Musk has found a single record of what he was describing today at Social Security. Donald Trump claims that the federal government has contracts that are supposed to last 3 months, but they keep being paid for the next 20 years. That's what he said today. Show us the contract. Show us the payment for 20 years. It is a lie from Donald Trump until it is proven true and unless it is proven true. The Senate Finance Committee that has jurisdiction over the United States Treasury knows exactly how to investigate such payments. And they know exactly what they're looking at when they look at Treasury records. And the Senate Finance Committee staff has not seen any of this. They're the professionals who know how to evaluate it. After Donald Trump claimed that there are recipients being overpaid by the federal government, he said he thinks there's a lot of kickbacks, to which Elon Musk said, quote, there's a lot of kickbacks. They made that up. They have zero evidence of a single kickback to a single person. They are telling their followers that there are corrupt officials in the United States Treasury who can be bribed to continue paying on contracts that have expired. Elon Musk said today in the Oval Office with Donald Trump's eyes closed while pretending to listen to him, that to cut $1 trillion requires, quote, competence and caring. Those were Elon Musk's words. Competence and caring. Cutting the entire budget of the United States Agency for International Development is not an example of competence or caring.
Man, listen, you know what? I'm going to tell you what. I think it's crazy that Elon Musk is really able to run ramshot through the White House, and he and Trump is just sitting up there looking like a lapdog. That's crazy. That's not like presidential behavior. And people say that, you know what, Trump is not the president. It's really Elon Musk. And we fixing to see more and more that he is not the president. So I'm going to move forward into the next thing that we're going to talk about. So let's get into this. All right. Wendy Williams. So we're going to hear her and what she's going through, and what she says is like a big deal what's going on with her. So let's listen to her statement about her situation. So all right, let's go.
It was the interview that no one expected or saw coming.
Wendy Williams on the line. Good morning, Wendy. Good morning.
Shocking the airwaves.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody.
From the star who'd been out of the public eye for years, Wendy Williams, the one-time self-proclaimed queen of all media, known for her signature catchphrase.
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
Wendy resurfacing calling longtime friend Charlamagne the God's radio show, pleading for her freedom.
I am not cognitively impaired. You know what I'm saying? No, but I feel like I am in prison. You understand what I'm saying?
And breaking her silence on The Breakfast Club 2 years after her dementia diagnosis.
Speaking out about her life now inside a healthcare facility,
living under a court-appointed guardianship.
This is Byron Pitts. It's been a while since we've spoken.
A few weeks after that stunning first interview with Charlemagne, I spoke briefly with Wendy on the phone.
How are you doing?
How am I doing? I'm still in prison, so to speak.
Can you describe where you are right now?
Yes. Well, as I said, because it's a fact, this is the memory unit. That's what this floor is called, the memory unit. And it is true that these people who live here don't remember anything. Some of them are in their 60s, some of them are in their 80s, some are, look, I don't belong here at all. This is ridiculous.
Are you able in this facility to move about, to leave when you want to leave your room when you want to?
Well, I leave my room to order lunch. Everything is on this floor. And by the way, I have everything right here in the bedroom because, you know, these people that live here, you know, they're nice people, but that's not my cup of tea at all. Like, and it's really expensive where I am. $18,000 a month out of my money.
Wendy telling me she doesn't have control over her day-to-day life.
It seems like she's been pretty open that it's a locked unit, so certainly that could be consistent with a memory care unit for more severe cases of dementia.
$18,000 a month? Are you kidding me? To live in a room? Man, listen, you guys need to go see this movie on Netflix called I Care a Lot. That is what's happening to Wendy Williams. Go watch I Care a Lot.
You can call my phone whenever.
The last time the public heard anything from Wendy was a year ago. Lifetime's Where's Wendy Williams?
My real name is Wendy Hunter.
Hunter.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people saw the documentary that certainly was unflattering, but it looked a lot like addiction for anyone that knows folks that are addicted to alcohol and drugs.
Wendy's allegations sparking online fury and concern from her fans.
Free Wendy, free Wendy, free Wendy Williams.
But Wendy's official diagnosis, similar to the one that forced Bruce Willis to step away from Hollywood for good.
As the disease progresses, people tend to have both language and behavior symptoms, and then ultimately in the later stages, they will develop memory problems as well.
Here's the thing, but shouldn't she be able to live her life until it gets to that later stage? Why is she being held hostage until then? Why are people like holding hostage her money? She should, like, if we know that eventually she's going to forget whatever, why isn't her family able to, like, you know what, let's make the best memories possible? I don't know. I don't understand why they want to lock her up into a facility.
Do you think you have dementia?
No. That's what I've been accused of, believe it or not. Frontal temporal dementia. How dare you? And I'm not saying you, because I've been accused of having that. And how do you prove it? By keeping me locked here. So that I can't see. Look, I can't go out. You have to have keys to open the door, to hit the elevator to go downstairs. Keys. I'm telling you, this is like being in prison.
Those who know Wendy personally say she sounds like the old Wendy.
I was actually her legal eagle on her radio show years and years and years ago. And she sounded like the Wendy that I know.
If Wendy sounded like she had no memory, she was ill, she was on some type of drugs, or if she seemed extra lethargic, I would say that because I keep it real. Wendy sounds better than she ever has.
Now, Wendy could be one step closer to taking back control of her life. A source telling Impact that her court-appointed personal attorney is set to file a petition to end the guardianship.
Wendy Williams' attorney filing a petition to terminate the guardianship would tell me that her attorney believes they have the evidence to convince a judge that Wendy Williams is no longer incapacitated.
When do you think you'll be home? You'll be out of this facility? What say you?
What do I say? You think I want to be in the dying place? These people, I am telling you, I am not like any single person here.
So could Wendy Williams actually regain her independence? Long before personal and medical struggles haunted her, Wendy Williams was a trailblazer, dominating the airway.
Whether you loved her or you hated her, Wendy Williams is iconic. Sis had stories.
And she shared those stories with millions on The Wendy Williams Show.
Here's Wendy!
No celebrity was off limits during her talk show's scorching hot topics.
Guess who's jealous of Adele? Beyonce. I am done with Taylor Swift. Yup.
Her show exploding into a cultural phenomenon.
Wendy!
Her fan base spanning from grandmas and housewives to
How many people feel like the fact that she was a gossip columnist like kind of like fed into her, like even if she might have gotten that, I think that also it's almost like a karmic thing too. So I mean, I don't know, it sounds kind of weird, but I'm gonna say this.
Teenagers. Wendy's star continued to rise until cracks in October 2017.
It was a Halloween episode. She was dressed like a Statue of Liberty, and she just wasn't herself. She started kind of spacing out, and then she like looks off and collapses right there on air.
Did pass out, but you know what? I'm a champ, and I'm back.
It became super clear she was not okay.
Then a messy divorce, bizarre behavior, and long absences from the set, in part due to complications from Graves' disease and hyperthyroidism. In the summer of 2022, after a 14-year run, the Wendy Williams Show was canceled, Wendy's whereabouts shrouded in mystery. Around this time, unbeknownst to the world, a judge declared Wendy Williams incapacitated and put her under guardianship.
See that whole guardianship thing, you know what I'm saying? Put her under guardianship. That's weird. You know what I'm saying? There's something to that because, all right, so if she became incapacitated and maybe was drinking or whatever during that time, her son was her guardian. How did it turn into like somebody else being her guardian? Let's go.
What we know from Wendy Williams' past is that Wells Fargo, her bank, noted that there were some irregular transactions, and that started the process of this guardianship.
Wendy's bank, Wells Fargo, claims in court documents that Wendy was an incapacitated person and a victim of undue influence and financial exploitation. Attorney Sabrina Morrissey was appointed as her guardian to manage Wendy's health and finances. Impact reached out to Wells Fargo, the bank saying in a statement, this matter was conducted under seal. Any claims against Wells Fargo have been dismissed.
It seems to me that the court has decided to put her under the most restrictive type of guardianship that New York law will allow.
That is crazy. She's under the most restrictive guardianship, almost like a prisoner. So imagine working your whole life, making all this money, and just because people want to control your money, they put you underneath a very strict guardianship to where you have no control of yourself or your money.
I think probably the biggest controversy surrounding Wendy Williams' guardianship is that the person who is the executor of her estate essentially is not even a family member.
Most of Wendy's family now call Florida home, including her younger brother, Tommy Williams. He says he wasn't part of the guardianship process.
Why did the courts intervene as opposed to her family intervene?
Well, I don't know. You know, at this particular point, by the time I was pulled in and had an understanding, they already had a hold of Wendy. You know,
the courts in New York.
Well, I believe so.
The guardian.
The guardianship.
Has the guardian ever reached out to you, or to the best of your knowledge, to your sister or to your father?
I can't speak to anybody else. I'm speaking on my behalf. I truly don't understand it. Like, I really, maybe there was parts that I missed, perhaps, maybe somewhere along the legal, you know, tap dance, but I can't seem to grab a hold of why. Let the girl go. She's still Wendy. She still has life. She still has ambition. You know, what kind of test can she take to, you know, to get through this and show that, you know, she has it and she's ready to go?
Now in a major twist, Wendy's guardian asking the court for Wendy to be reevaluated. Impact reached out to Wendy's guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, but did not hear back. In a previous statement, an attorney for Morrissey told ABC News that because the case is under seal, Morrissey couldn't defend herself from the
It must be a storm about to hit this bitch because my whole internet is going down back to back. So I want to show you some more stuff from General SETI, but I don't know. Let me try this real quick and see if I can still do it. But it's going really weird. I don't know. All right, so let's go into this real quick. I'm going to play this. And let's see how it goes.
Any of the family out there would like to donate to this hard-working general, God damn it, we touching every damn topic that need to be touched. God damn it, we don't touch nothing unless it's something that can be taught from this. You feel what I'm saying? So to all the family out there, donate to the general. I thank you. I appreciate the fact you appreciate me. Any of the family out there would like to donate, the link is right there in the video description, is in the chat. Click it, donate. And I thank you. I appreciate you. And I thank you again. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels. King SETI, General SETI, Sarasun SETI. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you share it with your family and friends. And comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because I will ban your ass. Nigga shit that's happening. Damn these YouTube and and all this being shit and all idolizing some niggas that destroy their goddamn community. Idolizing motherfuckers that destroy their community. Goddamn living in big ass mansions knowing they ain't got no goddamn 9 to 5 W2s, nothing. And you niggas riding around in Lamborghinis and mother like these peoples ain't up in the trees looking at you, nigga. Instead of being on the island somewhere hiding and shit in a little and living and just doing your thing and shit. Y'all niggas want to broadcast, do 20, come home snitching and shit, and then here it is 50 Cent and people say
SETI is hilarious. SETI is hilarious. Let's go.
50 fuck with rats. He a rat tabulous nigga too. Shit, I mean, I won't talk this shit. Let's talk this shit. He knew that man, he had the paperwork on the man. But long as he can make $1 off a motherfucker, that's what he gonna do. Shit, he had all the information. He already knew what card he was gonna play on Big Meech. As soon as that nigga act up, I don't know if he ratted on him or not. I don't keep up with it enough. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, well, 50 Cent, man. 50 Cent is, he too old for that shit, man. He didn't got, I mean, this nigga like petty than motherfucker, man. Instead of that nigga making money and shit, but he couldn't fuck with, he couldn't fuck with them niggas at the top, though. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent talking shit, but he couldn't fuck with them niggas at the top. He couldn't fuck with Jay-Z. He couldn't fuck with, and I'm talking about, as far as a boss nigga move. I ain't legitimizing what they done done in their careers, because they ain't done no more than the rest of these niggas. They just as phony, but he wasn't able to out chess. He didn't have a chess game strong.
Man, listen. I agree with SETI, bro. I said the same thing. It's like, bro, why instead of you being on the business side of things, now you want to be street? You know what I'm saying? That's exactly. You're a billionaire. Why are you trying to be street? Why are you trying to do things on a street level? Getting on social media, being a troll. Like, why? Since when does a billionaire become a troll, sir?
Long enough, you know what I'm saying, to check Diddy or check Jay-Z. You know, he couldn't even fuck with Nas and shit. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't even really fuck with Nas and shit. He had to, after he fucked with Nas, he kind of fell back. You know, that was like his last little, you know, his last little episode. Say Kanye made him stop rapping. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a whole lot of motherfuckers. So he like fucking with them C class, B class niggas. That's who that nigga bully. B class and C class niggas.
Yes, 50 Cent is
Yeah,
definitely
I
a
don't
bully.
know who he didn't help. I don't know who he didn't help. You know, people say he didn't help. I don't know who he didn't help. You know, he stay up there talking greasy. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if it's legitimately yeah. I don't know if the nigga is, you know, legitimate. That's just like the shit with Irv Gotti and shit. Now that he said Irv Gotti was trying to fuck his career up. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, damn, you know, so a lot of people legitimize the shit that he do. Okay, but he always got some sideline sucker shit to say. And you know, he prey on, you know, he feed off a niggas downfall. That's just the way I look at it.
Exactly.
You know, and that don't, you know, that's not saying nothing about Big Meech, because it seemed like, you know, that's the type of frequency both of them niggas is on. You know what I'm saying? Big Meech ain't came out and said nothing to clear shit up. You know, he ain't, yeah, Black Power family. Yeah, he ain't, but this is who these niggas idolize. Y'all got to come out of this shit. You see what I'm saying? Y'all niggas got to leave this shit alone. You know, it's no more out of this. You can see that all these niggas that at the top is fake and phony, and ain't no, and money don't mean shit when it comes to the mentality of somebody. Too many times we legitimize a motherfucker because he got paper. All these niggas is folded. They giving all that paper up. All that paper is in danger of going right back on to that goddamn Cro-Magnon Neanderthal. He's sweeping these niggas up. He's coming through like goddamn a vacuum, sucking these niggas whole goddamn accounts and shit, sucking them right on out the bank. Yeah, so I mean, you niggas idolizing the rap game is done for, man. You know, it's done for. It's on it's on the ventilator. It's on the goddamn ventilator, nigga. Motherfucker, they might call a nigga brain dead. They might call and say they officially that hip hop is brain dead, and they might just go on and pull the plug, man. Cause ain't these niggas out here ain't rapping about shit. They ain't rapping about a goddamn
nothing.
thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, not a motherfucking thing. And so you got old ass nigga like 50 Cent. Nigga, 50 Cent gonna be walking with a cane. Still on Twitter. He gonna be walking with a cane. They gonna have that nigga Yayo gonna be rolling 50 Cent ass in a wheelchair, and he still gonna be on Twitter trolling on the motherfucker. That nigga gonna be up at in the old folks' home. That nigga gonna be in the convalescent home. Nigga playing bingo on Twitter, trolling the motherfucker. You see what I'm saying, man? That nigga can't, that's all he know. That's all he know and shit, you know? And so, yeah, and but the thing is, he fuck with that nigga. He fuck with him, but he knew all along. That ain't just something he just popped up. No, that ain't just something he just popped up and said. Cause I done heard motherfuckers. I think I heard that nigga Whack 100 had said something about it. So it was already out there. So I think Whack 100 had already said something about this white broad and shit that you know that he supposedly snitched to. Now I still, you know, I ain't went through all the legality, and it really don't, you know, once I hear people say, oh, the nigga done ratted and shit, it don't make it official. But you know, the excuse that you know, when the nigga came out to explain himself and shit, that was weak. You know what I'm saying? That was some old scripted ass shit. Nigga come in, nigga, and squash that shit. You know what I'm saying? Big Meech is done for, man. I'm just saying, you know, I'm not saying it like, you know, people glorify motherfucker. When you was out here and you was in your heyday, I done seen a whole lot of motherfuckers. Once they hit that yard, nigga, and they spend them, they don't come out, they ain't that's over with, nigga. You ain't, it's a whole new generation. It's some young niggas got them spots, nigga. Yeah, you ain't about to come out here, nigga, and you ain't about to, these young niggas ain't having it. It's daytime. You know, it's their motherfucking time. They don't, yeah, they'll give a nigga, you know, they'll give a nigga some props, but nigga, you ain't the man no more, and you moving slow, nigga. You slow, cause Rick Ross, nigga, what, Black Power. Yeah, Black Power. Yeah, Rick Ross played that nigga, man. I mean, come on, dog. He played him out his own bag. I'm gonna talk about this shit. He played him out his own bag. Like I say, and we don't know, you know, fucking around with 50 and Meech and shit. Ain't no telling how that deal was. They probably fucking one another. 50 fucking him. Ain't no telling what he getting off of the show and how much they getting. And, you know, and they probably feeling some kind of way. They, you know how motherfuckers is. They might be getting 5 million. They don't want 5 million no more. They eating, you know, they eating up the money so quick. So shit, you get to making money. It had, you know, it ain't gonna never be enough. You know what I'm saying? Especially, you know, them niggas was making big money back then. You know what I'm saying? He thinking he gonna live like he was back when they was out here on the street. You know what I'm saying? They said
That's what I believe. I think that he thought that he was gonna make a little. He was about to come up real quick. Honey, 50 Cent said, "Nope, no, you're not." You know, and I believe that 50 Cent owns Big Meech's name. That's the reason why he was able to squash that whole thing.
And them niggas was worth about $200-300 million. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, nigga, you ain't living like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Them days is over. You know, and I know quite sure he ain't trying, because they're going to send his ass right back. Yeah.
So we
yeah, that's really what it was. But the thing, yeah, what up, though? You know, the one thing about it, though, is, you know, you still got to secure the bigger bag before you blow what you got. You know what I'm saying? You know, when he went over there to fuck with Rick Ross, because Rick Ross played him. You know, he played that nigga. He sure, you know, because, you know, you know, it seemed like Rick Ross would have goddamn, you say, you know, say, okay, this nigga want to cut you and shit, nigga, and, you know, that I got something in place for you. You know, Rick Ross smiling and showing his teeth and shit, and, you know, he got them new veneer teeth in his mouth and shit, so he always cheesing and shit, and, you know, but 50 then went in there and pulled the plug on Big Meech and them. And that nigga Rick Ross ain't, you know, he supposed to come in and say, oh, well, I got you, nigga. You know, I got something for you. I got, you know, they canceled the concert. Okay, then, nigga, what we gonna have is we gonna have the after party and we gonna have the concert right here. You know what I'm saying? Shit. We gonna have the after party, nigga. We gonna have the concert, nigga, and then, you know, shit on one side, nigga, and then the after party on the other side. We're gonna keep the
But he did try to do that. Rick Ross tried to like change the location of the event, but 50 Cent put a cap in that. So I don't know.
Yeah. Said the veneers make it hard to eat, huh? Yeah, that nigga forever smiling. You know, that nigga got to show his veneers. You know what I'm saying, Ricky Ross. But anyway, yeah, yeah, this is some real. And I'm like, goddamn, we ain't got nothing better to talk about. You know, I wanted to touch on it because it's just fabricated, and you know, I don't want to have too much because both of the niggas, you know, I don't see nothing that, you know, 50 is like, you know, when you look at Jay-Z and you look at you look at the nigga, even, I mean, I'm gonna just be real. When you look at Puff and you look at Jay-Z, You look at Dr. Dre and shit, and I don't legitimize nothing that they do, but they seem to got on them extra levels that he couldn't get on. Even though he wanted to be there, he never got on them levels. He talked shit about them, but he still wasn't in no real position. He couldn't do the same shit to Puffy or a motherfucking Jay-Z other than talk shit. Cause they could do his ass the way that he do, you know, that he do the B and C group niggas. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They got something to check his ass. They could pull some plugs on his ass. You know what I'm saying? Because real talk, if it wasn't for the white boy, he wouldn't even be on. Eminem, the motherfucker to put him on. They had blackballed that 50 Cent in New York. You know what I'm saying? They had blackballed him. The nigga couldn't even get on. And so, yeah, the white boy put him on. And so he never really, so when you look at him, you see that, you can see in essence that he's still on that low level shit. You know what I'm saying? While they up there operating and you know, this nigga Jay-Z doing, you know, and doing all type of crazy shit, and 50 doing something. But at the same time, on the level that he's supposed to be on, he didn't went backwards. Because 50 had, for a minute, 50 was like one of the richest niggas in the game. You know what I'm saying? He was higher up than what he is, I believe, right now. He didn't went backwards and shit. Because, you know, he was at one time, 50 Cent was like, they were saying that nigga was, that nigga was on his way up the ladder. He should have damn near been right there with 50 Cent. Yeah, 50 Cent should have been damn near up there with with Jay and Puff. He was almost up there. You know, he was almost in that bracket. He wasn't right there with him, but he was damn near like number 3, number 4. He wasn't down, you know what I'm saying? I think Snoop got more than, he lost some shit. He got sued and he lost some shit. Yeah, he got sued doing all that crazy shit. Yeah, he had that vitamin water, but I don't know if he had to get rid of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he had to get rid of that shit. You know, I think the nigga, I don't know if he had to file bankruptcy or not. You know what I'm saying? But you know, he doing deal. When you got to do deals with niggas that you are accusing of being rats, you know, you saying the nigga's a rat, but you already had the paperwork then, nigga. You didn't just, you know, so you, as long as you making money off a nigga and you can use the nigga, yeah, you know, you gonna fuck with a rat. You know what I'm saying? And so that just show you what level we on. You know what I'm saying? So most niggas ain't gonna fuck with no rat. If he see the nigga as a rat, he ain't gonna fuck with him. You know.
Right. So I want y'all to like go check out General SETI and what he said. He has more that to that live, but shouts out to General SETI. I'm about to like turn in tonight. I'm sleepy. Good night.
Alchemize your energy, darling, let your spirit be free. Don't give up, keep on pushing through. Now is the time, it's all up to you. Alchemize your energy, my friend, let your spirit be free. Don't give up, keep on pushing through. Now is the time, it's all up to you. No matter the storm, but over tragedy. No matter the storm, but over tragedy. No matter the storm, we will always take flight. Keep on pushing through the darkness of night. There's no limit, let's reach for the sky. Shine so bright, from darkness to light.